Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Warhammer 40k boarding patrols, and today we're going to take a look at the Necrons boarding patrol box set. In this video we're going to talk about the contents of the box set, go through all the units, what we can build out of them, and how they work on the tabletop, before taking a look at some other units we can use to bring in and build a different force, use as some other options for the force. We'll then take a look at a little sample army list, combining this with some of the other options we talk about at the end of the video to hopefully give you some inspiration for starting your own force of the Necrons in Warhammer 40k for some boarding patrol action. So, with that all said though, we get 10 Necron warriors. These are the base troops choice for the Necrons. You got weapon skill, but skill 3+, and strength and toughness 4 with 1 wound and 1 attack. You've got your Gauss Flayers and Gauss Reapers as your two different weapon options. The Gauss Flayers being a 24-inch rapid fire 1 strength 4 minus 1 AP damage 1 weapon, and the Gauss Reapers being a 12-inch range assault 2 strength 5 minus 2 AP damage 1 weapon. You've got a cool the Legion is number rule where reanimation protocol rolls of a 1 can be re-rolled for the unit, which is nice and just gives you that little bit of extra survivability to them. Now the other unit we have in abundance in this box set is the Lychguard. Now we get 10 Lychguard, which can also be built as Triarch Praetorians, though I would definitely not recommend it if you're aiming to build a boarding patrol army. Triarch Praetorians are not available to Necrons in a boarding action game. So with that said, we're just going to talk about the Lychguard. They are a dedicated close combat unit. Now, they do have the option of either their hyperphase swords, +1 strength, -3 AP damage 1, or their war scythes, which you can see pictured here. So, +2 strength, -4 AP damage 2. And they've also got dispersion shields as well, which are a 4 up invulnerable save, which will, in addition, add 1 to the armor saving throw of the bearer, putting them to a 2 up. You've got the Guardian Protocols, where if a Dynasty Infantry Noble or Dynastic Ancient Infantry Noble unit is within 3 inch, they can use the Lookout Cell rule for this unit, even if there's less than 3 models, which is pretty solid. Now the weapon skill is skill 3+, strength and toughness 5, 2 wounds and 3 attacks each, with that base 3 up, going to a 2+ save if you do have the dispersion shields. They're a pretty solid unit all round. The other unit we have is a fast attack unit they're actually allowed to bring into our Necron boarding patrols, and that is Ophydian Destroyers. Ophydian Destroyers have a 10-inch move, weapon skill skill 3+, strength and toughness 4 with 3 wounds and 3 attacks, and a 4-up base save. Now, they have a couple of different weapon options. You've got the Ophydian Claws, where you can get an additional attack with them for base strength user, -1 AP damage 1, and the unit can also choose to have their Hyperphase Reap Blades, which are +2 strength, -4 AP damage 3, and the Hyperphase Thrashers as well, strength unit user, -3 AP damage 2, and they'll get an additional attack out of them. Unlike the additional 2, they're getting the Ophydian Claws. So as you sort of get better, you get less attacks with your weapons. Now, you do have quite a few special rules. Hardwired for Destruction allows you to reroll hit rolls of 1 when they make attacks. And the Hyperphase Reaper Blades, each time you make an attack with the Reap Blade, and a modified 6 scores an additional hit on it. Whip Coil Bodies, each time a melee attack is made against a unit, you also -1 to hit attacks coming in, which is a pretty solid set of rules for the unit. Now you can also bring a plasmacyte along, which you get inside the box set as well. This little plasmacyte here will indeed help a bunch of your models available to you, that you start to get any destroyer models on the table. What the plasmacyte will do is give those destroyers some extra rules. So first of all, it has the Infused Madness, where it can pick a destroyer cult unit within 3 inch, and on a d6 you roll a dice. On a 1 model is destroyed. However, regardless of the result, you add 1 to the strength and attacks characteristics of the unit as well, which is pretty cool, just giving you a nice little bonus, but you know, the potential to destroy one of your own models as they go a little bit crazy. Now, if we start to look at some other units we can use to bring into the force, I particularly do like Flayed Ones in these games. Flayed Ones are a dedicated combat unit. They're Flayer Claws, strength user at strength 4, AP -1 damage 1, but they have the Flesh Hunger rule, where any unmodified hit roll of a 6 against non-vehicle units, which there are going to be a ton of in boarding patrol, score an additional hit. They've also got the Terrifying Foes aura, where enemy units within 3 inch of them will subtract -2 from their leadership as well. They're dirt cheap at 50 points for a base unit of 500 points for 10. Pretty solid unit to bring in all round. Now, if we're looking for something else to bring in, maybe a little bit more of a powerful hit-it character, we can look at the Scorpek Lord. He's a destroyer character, and he gives destroyer cult units around him the ability to reroll ones, while also just having a ton of power in his own attacks. He can lead, of course, the Scorpek Destroyers, which are another type of destroyer unit. These are the three-legged destroyers, the Scorpeks, that you may be familiar with the launch boxes for Warhammer 40k 9th edition. And what they do is they've got hardwired destruction, reroll hit rolls of 1, and they've got their hyperphase reap blades and threshers, very similar to the other destroyer units. So a unit I particularly do like, though, as a character is a Royal Warden in the boarding actions. He's a big rule with the adaptive strategy. In command phase, you can select a core unit within 90 inch, and until the end of the turn, it's eligible to shoot and declare a charge, even if it fell back. I think this is just a really solid rule to have, enabling you to move around corridors really well. Now, if we're looking at this sample army list here, we've gone for the dynasty of Novok. The reason we've gone for this dynasty is I think it is, for me, one of the more combat-orientated dynasties. We're going to get some extra armor penetration when we do a charge. So each time a model with code makes a melee attack, if that model's made a charge, was charged, or performed heroic intervention, we get +1 AP on our attacks. The Protocol of the Hungry Void is the one that becomes active for our army, and we can use it more times, which I think is just cool. Protocol of the Hungry Void directive will mean unmodified win rolls of 6 get an additional AP, and then each time we make an attack, and if we made a charge, we add on +1 to our strength as well. And then we've also got +1 to our charge rolls from Novok as well. We then got the Royal Warden. For me, he is just great. I love the tactical flexibility he can provide. 10 Necron Warriors and 10 Flayed ones. And then we've gone with 5 of our Lychguard and our Ophydian Destroyers, not having taken the plasmacyte, and 5 of the Lychguard. Now, it should be said, all the models in this box set do equate to around 500 points. You'll be a little bit under, but that's okay. In boarding patrols, there are ways that balances the game out. Having a few less points, you get an extra CP to start, so you don't have to pick up any extra models. There's 500 points in this box set. This is just an alternate army list with some of the other options we've mentioned. If you've played some games with Necrons in boarding patrol, let us know how you've been going down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And if you did enjoy the video and you want to say something, leave us a comment down below and let us know what you thought. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community here at Cinderful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also, down there in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel if you'd like to do so. You can either grab yourself some merch via our Teespring or Ko-fi stores, which are linked down there, or our Patreon and YouTube members, where you can help support the channel, get yourself a shout out, and indeed, if you're a YouTube member as well, get yourself some cool emotes to use in our live discussions, or indeed on your comments on YouTube. As a special thank you to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lau, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, The Rising 8, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargaming, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Nicholas Conomos, Colorblind Magic, and Daniel Etherington. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariane Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, James Tillman, and Dylan Areno. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see here for the channel, and to everyone who helps run our Discord server, all our mods, you're fantastic, and everyone who makes it a great place in there as well, and indeed to everyone who helps come and do the battle reports, and to all our sponsors on the channel as well. Thank you all once again for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.